Yeah, cut it off. Ladies and gentlemen, did y'all enjoy yourselves? Give a big round of applause for Tommy Island. That guy was definitely hilarious. Yes, he was. He was discussing a few topics up here that might have been a little sensitive. And I just want to let you guys know, I hope you guys didn't get offended. Because if you did, Chris is going to fucking kill you for it. So I'm just letting you know. But he was discussing the gay thing, and I just want to let you guys know, I love gay people, right? I only have one problem with gay men. None of them have ever approached me and tried to help me. Like, that kills my self-esteem. Like, every day, I make sure my hygiene is great, I dress nice, I go to work, I get manicures and pedicures, so, and my dreads are not dirty, all right? So you would think one would just walk up, like, give me some self-confidence, where I can say, no, I'm straight, but thank you, okay? It's like, damn, like, you don't like what you see? Oh my God. Like, it takes a while to put this together. And the crazy thing is, I'm loving that you guys are laughing at that joke, because I did it in Atlanta. And the whole crowd said, ooh, we right here, Kevin. We like you. I said, shit, I done fucked up. And it's like, how can you argue with them? Like, because you get mad and say, leave me alone before I fuck you. Never mind. What she was gonna say? No, suck my... Nah, never mind. Ooh, I like it when you get mad. Hey man, you better stop playing before I fuck you. Never mind. Just leave me alone. You so sexy, daddy, when you get mad. And it's like you just can't win the argument, you know what I mean? But I love it, man. Just don't do no gay jokes in Atlanta if you guys go out there, right? It's just not gonna work, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves though? Yeah! Y'all definitely a wonderful crowd, man. And we got some great things coming up for y'all. Like I said, this is comedy. Please take it, my brother. Tomorrow will be 6 years since me and Chris Smith met and started working together. And he's an amazing guy. And he's hilarious. And I can only think about what he's doing downstairs, going through what he's going through. But I know he's going to come out here and give you guys an amazing show, all right? Yeah. So y'all ready for that? All right, so we got something special tonight, which it's first time doing it, and I just can't wait till it's my turn to do it. Like I said, 5 kids. But we're going to have someone else, 2 people bring out Mr. Chris Smith tonight, guys. And these people are very, very dear to his heart because it's his daughters, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So he basically tonight did Bring Your Child to Work night, all right? So without further ado, I need y'all to give a nice, warm welcome for Miss Maddie and Miss Libby. Come out, ladies. What's up, bro? How you ladies doing? Guys nervous? Don't be scared. Say hi to the crowd. You guys making them nervous. They say love. Say I love you back. I don't know who you are, but I love you back. But listen, at the end of the day, they're going to bring their father out. You guys want to say anything special about your dad?
Thank you all for coming out and supporting social workers. We really appreciate you taking out your time to come here. Same thing, thank you.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, who needs DNA? These are Chris's kids, all right? They act just like them, and I love it. They're beautiful. Round of applause for them. And he's about to come out on the stage. We're going to have a great time. We appreciate you all. Thank you to the young ladies, Tommy Highland, myself, Mr. DJ Eric. I hope you enjoyed us all. But the main attraction is about to come out on stage. All right, guys? Yeah! All right? So at the end of the day, you guys gave me a standing ovation when he came out. His daughter's about to introduce him. What I need from you guys, when they introduce him, I need, when the music starts, for you guys to stand up, go crazy, and just start chanting, I need a social worker. Can you guys do that for me?
Yes, sir!
I know that's right. So we gotta make it live. We gotta make it explode in here for Mr. Chris Smith. So without further ado, ladies, bring out your dad.
We right now introducing Chris Smith.
What's up, Newtown? What's up, social workers? See how tired they sounded? Before I even go into anything tonight, guys, I want to take it down a bit. This is real serious to me because before I met my wife, who is a social worker, I kind of had a background where I probably needed a social worker. My dad was a methamphetamine addict for 10 years. He was good at it. Like when you think about like a CEO of a company, that's what my dad was when it came to meth. No, it was fantastic. I was like, I really like that bureau. I'd come home from school. Where'd the bureau go? Shut up, let's go do something. That was my childhood. Yeah, so I need a social worker, right? Now, my mom has rheumatoid arthritis. She's had it since she was a year old, right? Which means there's a lot of drugs in her life, a lot of which she wishes she didn't have to take, okay? But she does, which is cool, because my mom's like Ozzy Osbourne sometimes. Like, I'll call up just to hear Ozzy. I'm like, oh, it's 3 o'clock on a Monday, and we just got our pills. This should be a good conversation. I'm like, Mom? It's me. You alright, Mom? Do you have pizza? No, Mom, I don't have pizza. So that was my childhood. And there was a lot of messed up things. There was sleeping in cars. There were moving out at 2 o'clock in the morning. There was living out of your car. There was a lot of terrible, terrible, terrible government food. Like, by the way, government cheese doesn't melt. Good fucking luck. Like, my mom would just burn through bread. She's like, it doesn't melt! I'm like, oh, poor. Needed a social worker. I did. But and it's funny, for as much as my dad was really messed up, and there was a lot of messed up stories, and I want to talk about them tonight, but before I get into it, I want to put this in perspective. I can tell you the best story of my life. I was about 5 years old. There was a yard sale, and it's really weird when there's a meth head running around a yard sale. And people are like, oh, you want to see my 10 speed? Shit, where did that go? But I got a bike, and it had no rubber tires. It was just like rims, and I'm like riding it, right? And I'd never ridden a two-wheeler, and I just knew how to do it. I was like Lance Armstrong with both balls. I was like, woo! So my dad, because he was a dad and was a proud dad, drugs aside, my dad loved me. I know he loved me. So 2 o'clock in the morning, my dad wakes me up, right? And like regular dad's like, hey, wakey, wakey, buddy. My dad's like, hey! I got some shit to show you! Wake up! So like I go downstairs, right? And there's a brand new bike with a bow. My dad probably stole. That's not true, because he brought that bike home in the box, which he probably stole, but that's, like, he put it together. All right, the tools he stole. But what I'm saying is, that bike was mine. My dad got me that bike, and he brought me that bike, and he showed it to me, and I was like, oh my God, this is my bike. And my dad's like, that's your bike, it's your bike. My dad went and got the car, which was amazing, we had one at the time. And he pulled it out in front of we lived on a gravel road, of course, because, we didn't have pavement, that's for rich folks. I think we lived in a summer cottage in the winter, which, by the way, is fucking cold. So, my dad pulls the car out and he turns on the headlights, and he lights up this gravel road for me. And I rode that bike until the sun came up. So when kids are taken from their parents, they still love the shit out of those parents, no matter how shitty they are. And these people are pretty shitty. I don't know how you do your job, social workers. I'm surprised there's not just a line of people who've just given up and said, I'm going to do the best I can until I get to that day, and I just end it the fuck all. That's what I assume your job is. I live with a social worker. There are some mornings she rolls out of bed and she's like, good morning! I'm going to go and take this day by the balls and no one's going to stop me. By the time she's taken a shower, she's had 8 phone calls! 4 of which were answerable by Google. By the way, I'm not saying she's bitched about this, but you people that go, does anyone know the phone number to Google? That's the answer. A social worker's inbox on her email is literally a game of what the fuck. They read 684 emails and their eyes are bloodshot. And they go, shit, delete, and they're like, ah. And as soon as it refreshes, 680 more. Social workers go through shit, man, they do. God. But you guys are, like, not all of you, I'm sure some of you don't give a shit. You're like, just saying like your client's name, so like, Bob's a dick, and I don't know. My wife's not like that. My wife is literally like CIA covert agent about shit. Like when I walk into the room and she's on a phone call, it's almost like she's cheating on me. She's like, yeah, I understand. Who the fuck are you talking to? And it's good, man. It's good because anonymity is an important thing. Because if I found out names. By the way, I'm for hire. I will totally make your cases so much better. Do you know how many times I've offered to my wife, just let me go sell crack to them? Where does she live? I'll knock on the door. Want some crack? Okay. There's the picture. Thanks. All right, take care. And you guys, fuck, man, by the way, there's a lot of pissed off supervisors in here right now. Because you assholes should be doing paperwork right now. Quarterlies. Fuck, I hear that word, I'm just like, shut up! Why can't you do them ahead of time? It's not possible! You finish a 100-page document, next day the state goes, well, we don't use that anymore. But this is a bigger problem. The bigger problem is America. It scares the shit out of me. Because there's people, and if you're in here tonight, you don't matter, you're an idiot. But if you support Donald Trump, there's no argument for you anymore. His shit's been put out there. Ask a Trump supporter what his agenda is, and this is what they say. He's gonna build a wall! I don't know if you've watched the news lately, but Mexicans are pretty good at tunnels. Like, let's not forget, and this is going to sound like I'm stereotyping, but I feel like the will of a Mexican is far better than the will of a white person. If I told you that on the other side of 1,000 miles, a wall and a river was an okay life, you would go, oh, no, I'm just going to stay and watch cable. Yay! No, I understand. Let's get rid of the Mexicans. Can't stand those people. You know, I like paying $3.99 a pound for apples. Just saying. So get rid of the Mexicans. And by the way, when we start picking them, white people start picking apples, they're going to be more than lobster. Could you imagine white people out in the fields picking fruit? Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh my God, when do I get my 15-minute break? Meanwhile, the Mexican has 38 bushels he's got on his head. He's like, the problem isn't with Mexicans, the problem is with Americans. The problem is with Americans. We actually, like, think about this. Like, people are like, Donald Trump, and he doesn't really scare me. His supporters do. Have you seen these people? Like, I love the one where they showed the picture of the Aryan Nation woman fielding the phone calls. Could you imagine what that phone call must have sounded like when she's trying to gain the support of Donald Trump? Hello, I'm calling from the support for Donald Trump, and I was just wondering, do you support Donald Trump? No, I don't. What the hell is wrong with you? I've got your address, son of a bitch, and I have 119 guns that I am not afraid to use. That brings me to guns. I think guns are important. We need them. I have friends that hunt. Those people are important. When the apocalypse comes, I'm hanging out with the fucking hunters. I'm hanging out with the people that live in Quakertown who build shit out of nothing. The rest of you can hole up with the rest of your, we're going to hang out and eat granola and wish for the best. No! I want steel and shotguns. But the problem is the amount of guns that are available to kids in inner cities. And we go like this. We don't live there. Imagine if tomorrow we woke up and in we're at Newtown, right? We're in Newtown, Central Rock North. And this is a scary thought. 12 white kids were shot on their way to school because they were walking on the wrong street. I say, are you walking on our streets? Well, I'm popping $2 for this one. Bang, bang, bitch, bang, bang! Now it's a problem. Now everyone goes, oh shit, we better figure out what we're going to do about guns. When a black kid dies, no one has a problem with that. Well, we do, because you're out here, you're social workers. They fucking care about everything. You people care about way too much. Me, there's certain things I don't like. Squirrels, hate them. Know why? One attacked me once. I walked in my house and I heard scurrying on the floorboards, and I went into the basement and I'm like, what is that sound? Until I locked eyes with this little beady-eyed squirrel just sitting up on the thing, just... I looked at him and I'm like, what's up, squirrel? I'm not afraid of you. And then I did the dumbest thing in the world. I opened up the window, right? And I ran over to him. And I went, shoo! Who shoos anything? Shoo doesn't work! What the hell does that even mean? Shoo! No, hanging out here. No, this squirrel wanted to fight. So I'm sitting there looking at the squirrel eye to eye, and I'm like, get out of here, squirrel. And the squirrel jumps onto my chest. Right? So like, as soon as his little claws hit me, I'm like, rabies! punched him in his squirrel face, and he flew onto the ground, and I knocked him out. Now, a lot of you are like, oh, the poor squirrel. Fuck you, I didn't invite him into my house. So I punched the squirrel in the face, and then I left his dead body out on top of the trash can as a reminder to the rest of the squirrels. You don't come around to my house. Oh, yeah. So I did say I was going to tell you about my parents a little more, so you can understand why I need a social worker. And it's interesting because my dad, in all of his infinite methamphetamine glory, decided that it would be a good idea to play a lot of pranks a lot of times, like all the time. Because when they're on meth, they're always creating shit. And you're like, hey, I have a great way to make my wife almost die. Let's throw a baby doll out the window hanging from a noose. That's what my dad did to my mom. And my mom, for like 2 weeks, was just stuttering. She's like, I'm in the baby. My dad was, he was good-hearted, man. My dad taught me the value of hard work. I worked since I was 11 years old, actually 9. To deliver newspapers, and then I worked at a gas station for an Indian guy named Ali. They came up and they said, Chris, you work very hard. I want you to work at my gas station on Sundays for $4 an hour. And I was like, 5. I would give you $4.50. I said, 5. He said, $4 and I'm not paying you, little prick. And I said, sold. Because I wanted money. Because we were poor. And that's what poor people do. They settle for shit. That's why if you ever go into the inner city and a woman comes up to you and offers you to do things to you for $5, run the hell away because she's gone down to 2 or 3 because she doesn't have a bottoming out point. That's what drugs do to people. No one's ever said, you know, I was pretty successful when I did meth. No one says that. Crack? No one's ever said that. I used to work in Camden, and I taught there. I know it's weird, I taught. Notice I said Camden. Like, I taught in the suburbs. Can't deal with that shit. I hate your kids. You've raised really soft children. There's something wrong with the way we're raising our kids now because we can't do certain things anymore. Like, you're not allowed to throw dodgeball. Can't play dodgeball. You know why? It hurts fat kids' feelings. Fat kids feel sad because they're chubby, going, please don't bother me, I'm strong. I grew up a fat kid, and it taught me, don't dodge balls, that's what you do. Can't play tag? School districts have literally cut out tag because tag is aggressive. So now they play shadow tag. So kids are running around outside, right? And when they tag you with their shadow, like, I got you! Now, I don't know if you remember being 8 years old, but I used to play war, right? My friends would, like, jump out of trees and stuff. Got you! No one ever got gotten, right? So it's like, I had a force field on, you never popped your bullets! That sounds like the worst game of tag ever, right? Could you imagine? I was like, no, you didn't get me! My shadow force field was on! Terrible. 36 years old. My parents didn't have a car seat for me. Most of you in here didn't come home in a car seat. You know what your parents did? They wrapped you up and laid you in the back seat. If you made it home, all right. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with car seats. I'm just saying, like, we have wussified everything. Like, have you seen these people with the hand cream, the sanitizer? Like the OCD type people? You know what I'm talking about? Like, the kid just touches anything. He's like... A little more. Oh, you touched the shopping cart? There's oxygen. These are the same kids that have peanut allergies. I do not remember a single kid when I was little ever having a peanut allergy. And I know a gluten allergy is a real thing, and I get that. But if you're doing it because you think it's cool, you're a dick. I work at a pizza shop. they'd call up and they'd go, do you guys have gluten-free? Yeah, we have gluten-free pizzas. Do you guys have gluten-free vegetables? And I'm like, son of a bitch, they're all deep fried and bad. And people are dicks, man. Like I had this one old lady came into the pizza shop, and this is what she asked for: minced broccoli on her pizza, right? Minced. I'm like, look, we're a pizza shop, right? Like you're not going somewhere fancy like Arby's, all right? Like, so I chopped up her broccoli. I did, I made it fine, right? I sprinkled it on there. Ate it. She came, she inspected it. And she goes, I can't eat this. And I don't want to, ruin my boss's relationship with people, but I'm me, so it's hard. And I was like, well, that's about all I really could do. I was like, short of emulsifying it by chewing it up and spitting it on your pizza. I don't think that was being rude. That was being factual. I wasn't like, hey, you'll fart. And I didn't say that. Speaking of fart, that's when I taught in the suburbs. That's how I used to punish the kids, because you can't do anything anymore, right? You can't say shit. Hey, you need to do a better job. That hurts my feelings. I'm out of my safe space. I need to have a group come in and hug me, and then we'll talk about haikus. I used to fart directly in the mouths of the kids I did. Oh, it was amazing how I did it too, because I became a craftsman at this. I should write a book. Teachers would buy that. I'd be like, it's $39.99. There's really important shit in there. But what I used to do is, if I didn't like this kid here, I would check this kid's work, right? Here, I'll give you the visual. So I would, I'm leaning over looking at his work, and I'm like, well, you end that sentence with a preposition, and then you take this end. Just like you're adjusted. Now, I have a literal pancake ass. Like, I apologize. I can't delineate between my thigh, my butt, and my back. It's just sheet rock. That's all it is. But what I do is I know it sounds gross, but you just kind of, boop, just pull your cheek apart, and then run to the back of the classroom to look at someone else's work. Now what happens is, if you run to the back, you'll see this kid suddenly go, and inside you're just laughing like, I had a mom come into my classroom once. When I do voices, I always... This one was like, Mr. Smith, I have to talk to you. And I said, yeah, all right, cool, you come in. She came in and she brought this kid's project. Worthington was his name, I swear to God. Like, I actually think he was born with a polo on. And just, where, mommy? And he came out, and the work that he did was like C-. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty terrible. And Mom came and she said to me, I believe Worthington deserves an A. I'm willing to listen. Why? Her response was short and quick. Because I helped him. What does that tell you? That you're both C- students? See, that's the thing. Like, I said, we're too soft, man. The kids get, like, their feelings get hurt if you don't say the right things a certain way. I have a stepdaughter, and she came out to my wife and I, and she's like, I need to tell you guys something. And I'm like looking at my wife, and I'm like, oh, this should be quick. I already know. She's like, I'm a lesbian. Like, I got it when you said you wanted flannel shirts and Doc Martens for Christmas. That's not me being judgmental. That's a fact. We got it. You like girls. I don't care. Guess what? Don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Whee! People are like, well, that's against God. No, I don't. Hey, you know what? I think a lot of people do a lot of different praying. And I think sometimes we have to stop and think about it because there's some people in this country who are petrified of terrorists and Muslims because they're coming to get us. Now, I just want to update you on something. It's like when I say Catholics, Catholic's not Catholic, Catholic is Christian. Christian covers a bunch of them, right? It's all across the board. Now, right, so we understand. Now, what are you? I'm a Protestant. Oh, I'm evangelical. I'm all these different things, right? Across the board. So, just so you know, Islam kind of works the same way, all right? You know, I didn't mention one of those other sects of churches in there. How about the God hates fags? They call themselves Christians. Do you like them? No, because they're crazy. So if we can have crazy Christians in this country, when we think about the countries over on the other side, we go, oh, they're all terrible. No, just some of them. Just like some of you are assholes, some of you are nice, some of you are smart, some of you are shy, we all have different things we offer. Some are batshit crazy, some are just bigots. That's the way the world works. By the way, I love being married to a social worker. I didn't know this until it happened. I got jury duty. So any boyfriends, girlfriends, spouses, whatever, of a social worker over here, pay attention. You get jury duty within Bucks County, you live there, you're getting it up. So I'm sitting there, right? And again, my wife doesn't tell me anything. Like, everyone's got, like, code names and shit. It's like Operation Desert Eagle. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. She's like, it's the pill one. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I totally forgot what I was just saying because Operation Desert Eagle is a really good one. Let's remember that, honey. But she's always telling me these stories, like, about people, but I don't know anything about them, like, because I don't know who they are, so it's always like this, So I went to jury duty, and she talked about this one particular judge, right? Never gave me a name, but just the way she described him. She said to me, and I swear to God, these are the only things she said, he's such a little pompous prick. And within 4 minutes of sitting in that jury duty courtroom, I knew that was who she was talking about. Oh, he was adorable. I wanted to put him in my pocket and talk to him. And he came out and he goes, if anyone knows me, I'm so-and-so, and my wife is so-and-so, and my kids are so-and-so, and we live here, blah, 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 and I'm blah, blah, blah. And 12 minutes later, I'm like, shut up! And then he says, does anyone know me? Remember when you were a kid? You knew the answer in school? He said, you ordered 12? And I said, I know you! How do you know me? I said, my wife works for Bucks County Children and Youth. Oh, she knows me. Hey, can you stop giving parents back their kids when they do drugs and you know they do drugs? Please! The fact that I'm like, and I know some of you all are, because I saw some of you you. I know you came from Isaac Newton's and the Green Parrot. You all were like, let's get drunk before we go to this. I know. I would be the worst alcoholic in the world if I was a social worker. I would literally sit in with the family, go out to my car, and drink. The stuff that social workers endure is ridiculous. And it's some of the darkest, worst shit you can imagine. And they are expected to function in society after seeing that day in and day out. And I know what their favorite thing to do is say the same shit over and over because no one's listening. That's what social work is. I'm going to say this 613,000 times. Until somebody either just dies or gives the fuck in. Social work, man, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't. I mean, there's like, how many times you have to say, you should probably get a house to get your kids back. Like, think about that. Like, think about how functional of an adult you are. That if I said all you have to do is get a house, you'd be like, oh, well, I want to get a house. I want my kids back. That's what I want to do. I want to get a house. Here's my house. Okay? That makes sense, right? But there's some people who go, yeah, I'm going to get a house. I'm going to get a house. I'm going to get a house. Pills, 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 pills. The doctors aren't off the hook. Doctors aren't off the hook. Let's talk about the doctors for a second. Doctors are not off the hook. Look, my mom has rheumatoid arthritis. Nothing is left on this woman. She's bionic. Hips, knees, she's missing toes. It's creepy. Like, I was teaching my kids how to count, and she was sitting there around on the porch, and she's got her fucking toe or her shoes out, and I'm like, count to 10, Maddie, count to 10. And she's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10? Nope, 9. Mom, why the hell do you only have 9 toes? Oh, they're coming off. But I didn't need a social worker. So here's the weird thing, right? Including this story. So a few years after my dad gets clean, becomes a drug and alcohol counselor. Yeah. Which was awesome for everyone else but me. Because like when you're a teenager and you want to experiment with drugs, right? You're like, oh, I'll just smoke pot once. I was petrified. Why? Because it didn't matter where I was. I was afraid my dad was just going to know. Because he had done that many drugs and he was a superhuman drug addict. Like I was going to be with my friends going, hey man, let's smoke grass. And my dad would have been like, son of a bitch, he's smoking pot. Like that's what I was afraid of because my dad can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? I can tell you guys the story about my dad to put it into perspective. So my dad is at work one day outside this drug rehab facility. He's having a cigarette. This guy walks up. Hey man, you know Judge Smith? My dad goes, mm-hmm. Man, I just got out of counting. I got a little bit in me. And my dad goes, oh yeah? Man, you ain't gonna see shit. You ain't gonna know, man. They never know, right, man? Am I right? My dad went, mm-hmm. So my dad went into his office. I had an appointment at 1 o'clock. I knocks, my dad says, come in. He walks in, he goes, oh man, what are you doing here, man? What are you doing in this seat? My dad said, I'm Judge Smith. Sit down and shut the fuck up. When I moved on from education, my wife was like, you really should consider social work. And I said, no. That lasted a day. This is how it would go down. I'd walk into someone's house, I'd step over 6 or 7 dirty diapers. That's pleasant. Okay. They're only big Doritos, which a 1-year-old would be eating. I'd see the mom sitting there, and I'd be like, hey, what did the kids have for breakfast? And she'd go, I don't remember. And I'd punch her in the head. It's what you all want to do. I know, there's times I know. My God, I can't imagine how many times there's been a steering wheel so close to being ripped off, like just by superhuman Hulk strength. We were just like, holy shit! And just ripped your whole steering wheel off. But don't worry, I'm doing my part, people. I put people in their place because it's starting to get a little tired. Those are a Wawa. When I tell this story, it sometimes offends people, and they're like, Chris, you shouldn't do that because you're being offensive. And I'm not being offensive. I'm actually putting someone in their place because of their own ignorance. And we don't call people out on their ignorance a lot. There are some of you don't give a shit. You're just like, excuse me, you will not talk to me that way, and I get awkward as shit when that happens. I'm like, I don't want to be around. Like, I can't handle people like you. You gotta catch me in the right moment. I was at a Wawa. I didn't hear the tone. And I was rude, because I just went like this, shrugged my shoulders. Girl repeated it, but this time I couldn't understand what she said. So I looked at her like, she says, God, are you deaf? I don't mind no fact I am deaf. She went. She kind of did that thing, you know when you hold a poop in when you're like, oh, you like this? I am so sorry. You could be. That was very offended when you did. That's how deaf people sound, so I'm not being a dick, I'm just being honest. Like, that's what you do in that situation. I put her in her place, and she didn't know what to do after that. I road rage a lot, as you can tell just by my personality on stage. But it was funny, I saw a road raging bicyclist earlier. That was adorable. He was driving on his bike, he's like, 4 feet, Dad, 4 feet! You're on a bike, what are you gonna do? Like, I feel so bad beating somebody's ass that was wearing all spandex. And the cops would show up and they're like, this guy, that's who you beat up? But I road rage. And I know a lot of, like, I know you're like, wow, these kids are here, but I talk very honestly, and the language that I use here is not too bad, really. But I have been trying to get better. Well, why? Because I don't want my daughters to know what some of the things I say actually mean, because then they're like, oh, what's wrong with Daddy? So, we have created a game. So when I drive, and I'm about to get upset, someone's being an a-hole, I say penguin. I'm driving along. Are you some kind of penguin? You dumb son of a penguin! Only problem is I dropped my daughters off at their mom's one night. I'm driving home, and this guy was way too close. Like, way too, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you can't see that, you're just like, it just gives me anxiety, and I don't like it. And I'm like, don't follow me! And that doesn't work because it just scares them. So then I'm driving and I pulled into a Wawa and he followed me in. He jumped out of the car and was like, "Are you some kind of asshole?" And I went, "Hey, penguin you penguin head!" It works. This guy was so freaked out by what I said. He got his, he was like, "Oh shit." But having kids, man, that's what it's all about. I love my little girls to death. I really do. But I was a boy, and my daughter's going to be 12 soon. And the weirdest thing happened a couple of weeks ago. We were walking, right? Just having a conversation, and I can tell you this story in slow motion because that's how it unfolded. How's school? School's good. Everything's awesome. My dad got 94 and the science test was good. Yeah. And then my hand, that's when it all went slow motion. It was like, and I put my hand on her shoulder. And I felt something under her shirt. And I said, "What is that?" It's my brush guard. And I said, "Oh, shit." Because boobs are ruined forever. I can't look at boobs anymore. They mean nothing to me because my daughter has them and you will not look at my daughter's boobs. It is the scariest thing in the world, and not because of my daughters, because I'm raising them to understand that they are supposed to be strong, independent, progressive women that will respect themselves and never, ever kowtow because a man says a woman should. Because guess what? That shit doesn't go down that way. Because if it was like 1950, my wife and I would be screwed because I don't make that much money. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous to think that I'm going to send my girls off into this world and they somehow are going to be made to feel inferior because there are guys running around that still think they're cavemen. The problem is, even the most civilized of man still has his inner caveman. And I'll tell you why. If all the ladies left and the men were left to their druthers and you locked us in here overnight, something is going to be set on fire. And fire is the unifying thing that all men like. You can find the metrosexual who has the beard oils and the nails and gets pedicures. I've got all three. And anyway, so... oh my God, pedicure's amazing. Anyway. Oh, we rub your feet. Yes, you do. Thank you. But we're all cavemen. We are. We are. Think about it. Like we're raised to be mongoloids. It's just the way we are. We're supposed to be like dopes. Like that's the way it is. Watch television. You never see the smart husband on a television show. He's always the and what are women, bitches? That's how it is. That's the prescription for every show. Think about it. Al Bundy. Hey, bitch. That's just the way it is. But that's a stereotype. I don't like stereotypes. People often stereotype me because of the way I look. I have tattoos, I've got a beard, earrings, shaved head on the side. I probably look like I hang out with punk guys on Saturday nights and we rip shit up. Like, I understand, like some people look at that and that's what they see. But what they do is what they see and then they bring up their racism to me and that's when I get upset because I don't like that. But I know how to get people to stop being racist. Again, they're like messing with people. I'm in Levittown. Imagine a racist in Levittown. What's that mean? I like everybody except anybody brown. Anyway, I'm standing there. This guy walks up to me, and there's 4 black guys in a car, and their music's up, and the one guy's just into it, and he's just like going off, and I was like, yeah, that's some good shit, right? This guy walks up to me, and he's like, man, damn monkeys. I said, huh? He's up there playing their rap music, man. I can't stand that shit. And I said, hey! Hey, you guys, turn down the music! This guy thinks you're monkeys! Yeah, let's get him! That's how you cure people of the races. We can't fix it all. It's all kind of screwy. But this is where I'm gonna admit I'm just a dirty liberal at heart, I guess. But I fucking love Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie Sanders. And not because I don't think he's necessarily gonna run this country one day because the system's all messed up. We know that. But Bernie Sanders is a cool ass dude. When that little bird landed on his thing, Bernie Sanders just looked at that little bird and was like, I just want to let you know that you're welcome here. You're welcome here. Welcome, little bird. You are a sign of hope and change for the middle class. Fly away and bring change. And people were like, holy shit, that little bird just landed there and flew away. If that would have happened at a Donald Trump rally, Donald Trump would have grabbed it and eaten it. Would have landed at a Ted Cruz rally. The little bird would have landed. He'd have been like, are you a gay bird? You may stay. Isn't that weird? It's 2016 and like Tommy, I love what Tommy talks about when he's pointing out how in Philadelphia everything's gay, like it's so gay, right? So when I used to teach, the kids would say everything was gay, right? In the suburbs, in Philly, they said a lot of other shit, but like I'm gonna kill you, Mr. Smith, okay? But in the suburbs, man, I remember we had one of those like the shooter things, right? Like like when it's a not a real shooter, it was a drill, and we were like, oh shit, okay, what do we do? Cut the windows, everyone hide. And one of the girls in the class, in particular, said to me, Mr. Smith, if wherever was a shooter and you came in here, you'd protect us, right? And I was like, no, Operation Hide Mr. Smith, that's our game. Mom tell me once, I feel so safe and secure, knowing that you're my daughter's teacher, that she would always be protected. No, she wouldn't. Because I'm, like, in my head, how many of you ever, see, I'm a child in my mind. I'm a child, so I always think about stuff. But you ever been in a bank, you started thinking what would happen if it got robbed? I always do that. In my head, I am Jason Bourne. In reality, I know I'm not, but I'm thinking there, I'm saying, all right, 2 security guards for 6 people. One's in right now, she's writing down a check. The other 3 people, they don't seem to really be paying attention. Someone were to come in right now, where would I go? I'd roll into the side, that's where I could hide, don't be notified. I'd wait for the first shooter to walk in, I'd trip him, take a shotgun, shoot him, and I'd take the other 2 out. That's how I roll. It goes down a little differently. Everybody put your hands up! Oh shit! Oh God! Hands I was just imagining people oh my God, you're pathetic. So you guys have a good time tonight? So, got a few more things we'll talk about, and then I'll send you guys home, or to drink, whatever. I get it, you deserve it, social workers. One of the things that really bothers me about like my kids and the world that they're living in isn't just because like society's weird, but institutionally we have decided to play a game on kids and parents. If you have children, that game they're playing on you as the parent is called everyday math. Now, for those of you that are laughing who have kids and you know that everyday math doesn't make any sense at all. I remember math. You know how I used to do math? The right way, where you put two numbers over each other and went, there's your answer. Leave it to the government. We're going to figure out a way to stir this up for everybody. So what you had were teachers who were in their 40s going, I don't understand what the hell you're talking about. Then you're raising these kids, and my daughter comes home and she goes, Daddy, I just need you to answer one simple question. What is 7 plus 7? It was 14. She goes, I know, but I don't think it is. I was like, no, 7 plus 7 is 14. And I put it on my calculator. It said 14. Then we did everything math. It was like 13.2, and I was like, I don't know. We have to stop like complicating things. Like things are way too complicated in certain ways. And one of the ways we can stop complicating everything is, by the way, put your cell phones down for a little bit. It's okay. How many of you have ever forgotten your cell phone and you look like a special person, always reaching the shit? Start taping on your own hand. Facebook statuses. For those of you that don't have Facebook, God bless you. You're lucky. Because, all it does is drag me in and just makes me mad at least 18 times a day. I will say the simplest of things and someone will take it out of context and will give me the longest diatribe in the world. And I'll be like, I don't know what the hell you just said because I don't care. If you're posting pictures of your food, stop it. No one is impressed by pictures of food. It's not impressive. Did you cook it? Well, I spent 6 hours deciding where to order this from. Shut up. I say we kind of we're on this PC line, right? And there's a story, and I want to leave you guys on this idea of it because as a comedian, I do say things that sometimes can put people in a weird place and like, I don't know. Like when I talk about religion, it freaks people out. I know it does. But I think we need to be a little more, lighthearted about religion. And if we're going to start accepting the way religion is, you have to understand that Jesus probably had the sweetest Italian accent ever. Because that is the representation that we know. Every Jesus that is in every house across America, unless you're a black family, then you have a black Jesus, which is actually historically accurate, but we're not going to get into that tonight. I don't want to blow anyone's mind. No, he's not. He's fine. No, he's from the Middle East. It doesn't work that way. Jesus is alive. He's from Detroit. No, he's not, you asshole. He's from the Middle East. It is weird, by the way. DJ E, you're on your phone, but it is weird. I'm just going to make this. Like, I walk into a black person's house and they all have black Jesus on there. I'm like, that doesn't look right, but, it's your house, your rules, whatever. Because I get it. It feels weird because white people, that's what we accept. But if we're going to have these caricatures, because, paintings of these Jesuses, these perfect abs and, the perfect coiffed hair after, 2 days of torture, but he's like, I keep it nice. I would imagine that Jesus would actually sound somewhat like the Italian American that we have today, because obviously he would have to speak English because we're too lazy to learn other kind of languages. So I just imagine Jesus up on the cross, right? And he said, hey, I'm hanging up. Don't cry for me. My dad told me this is what is alright. I'm doing this for my dad. He didn't tell me about a big friggin' nails through my wrist. That sucks. But he said, and that is God, so we don't question him. Hey, you know what? If you put the gold all over me, I'd look good hanging from a 600 million Italian man's chest. See, it's weird to put you in a weird place to think of Jesus like that. You don't know when Jesus comes back, well, we don't know what he's going to be like. He could take a completely different form. What if Jesus sounded like Antonio Banderas, and then you were all weirded out because you were kind of turned on because it's the sexiest voice in the world? Jesus comes back and he says, "My child, I go to smell you from across the world." Because I use a Nasonex. And you're sitting there torn like, oh my God, you're so hot, but you're Jesus. Accents change things. Ladies, I know I'm about a 6. I'm a 6 because I'm funny. It's about where it stops. I have boobs, and that doesn't help the case. I do not often. Like women are like, oh my God, I love a 6-pack and boobs. Like it's not... But if you change the way you speak, you can pretty much change the entire trajectory of any situation. I was driving in a car once, and I got pulled over by the police. And I have to tell you, I was shitless. It was just like my butt puckered, right? I was like, oh crap. And he walks up to the car and he said, can I have your license and registration? And I said, it's so weird, I just got my new license. I'm a newly naturalized citizen here in America. I love it here. This was a man. Testosterone. Driving around looking for people hiding out in the bushes so he can catch you speeding, because that's what I did 4 years of college for. And when he heard me talk like this, it changed everything. He went, where are you from? I said, I'm from England. I've always wanted to go there, he said. And I said, you should. I've got family, I can let them know. You can stay with them. By the way, I get us all out of a ticket, and this is what I'm going to leave you guys on tonight. Before I finish my last joke, I want to say this, honestly, from this essence of my soul. Don't laugh, this is serious shit. I want to thank every one of you, not just the social workers, but every one of you for coming out tonight. There were a lot of people that helped out with that. I had Chris Massio from Gabriel's Pizza and Washington's Cross, who helped push out some tickets. We had my wonderful wife who pushed all these tickets on the rest of you social workers that came out tonight. I have some tremendous co-workers, people that I highly respect that are in this building tonight, from the College of New Jersey, from deans all the way down to secretaries, but the reality is they are all the same because we work our asses off together. You're wonderful people too. So every one of those comedians that came on the stage tonight, thank you for welcoming and loving them and opening your arms to them. I appreciate that. To my beautiful little daughters, you guys are the best, and understand that I do this because this is my dream, and you guys never ever give up on whatever dream you have. You understand it? One last person I'm not going to forget this time. The gentleman that was taking the tickets when you walked in. That gentleman, his name is Jamil. Jamil used to be a student of mine. I taught him in North Philadelphia. I used to teach in North Philadelphia where it was bad. It was bad, all right? We send kids to school without any food. We get them into lunch. We give them a lunch. That's the only reason they came, so they can go back on the street, so they can sell the drugs, so they can get money, so they can take care of their brothers and sisters. It's not about the sneakers and the cars and all the other shit you think it's about. It's called survival, and that's what's happening. And if you don't believe me, go over to Trenton. It's not too far from here. That's what's going on. If you don't believe me, go to Croydon, go to Levittown, go to Bristol. It's in Bucks County too. The crazy shit is everywhere. It's everywhere. So I'm being dead serious right now. Go out and actually do something. Write a senator, write a congressman, go to the local sheriff, whatever it is that you need to do. Help out in some fucking way, because if we don't, we're screwed. And here's my last point. Go out, drive home, but be safe. Because we understand, and I work in the criminology department, it's kind of weird saying this, but cops are kind of dicks, right? Like, let's just be honest. Like, not all cops, but a lot of cops are dicks. I've never been overwhelmingly excited to have a cop pull me over. I've never been like, yes, this is going to be fantastic. Well, I sometimes tend on the charm. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. There's a way to get out of a ticket. Now, a lot of you think, what? There's a way to get out of a ticket. This is how you get out of a ticket. This is my last parting advice to all of you this evening. When you're driving home, if you get pulled over by a cop, there are 2 ways to get out of the ticket. You don't want to do one of them, but it works. The other one, you might not want to do because you might not be good at it. Remember the deaf voice that I did? When a cop pulls you over, you look up at him and you go, I'm potted down with the officer. But I got a frantic message on the TP1 of my mother's bench pants. Cop's gonna go, oh, Jesus Christ. I am so sorry. Now, the last one, to get out of a ticket, you're not gonna want to do. But it works. So when God pulls you over and they're walking over, kind of like Saving LA, you know what I'm talking about, right? The Dodge Dakota guy. When you're driving a Hemi, women just love you. License and registration. You go through a half an hour of him dicking around, and you wait. Don't have to do that anymore. Cop walks up, you're already nervous. When you get pulled over, what happens to you? Your asshole puckers and you go, uh-oh. Stop fighting that feeling and poop yourself. Chris, that's disgusting. No! A $250 ticket is disgusting. Your insurance going up $500 a month is disgusting. Pooping your pants is like $50 for some new jeans and some Armor All. The next time you get pulled over, you're going to be nervous. I promise you, we all know that feeling. And as soon as the cop walks up to your car, shit yourself. Good old-fashioned. You're already going to feel bad about yourself, so you're not going to have to act. He's going to walk up, you roll down the window, he's going to lean over and he's going to go, oh my God! Did you shit yourself? I did. Get the hell out of here! Hey, thank you guys so much for coming out! I appreciate every single one of you for coming out this evening. You are phenomenal. You are wonderful people for the work that you do. I cannot thank you enough. Be well, drive safe. My name is Chris Smith. Not just anybody. You know I need someone. When I was younger, so much younger.
Check. Cut it off. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all for coming out. Like Chris Miller said, give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight and enjoying yourselves and being an amazing crowd. Chris Smith was wonderful. Give him one last round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all enjoyed the show. I'm pretty sure we got more things to come. Please stay in tune with Chris Smith. We appreciate you all. Get home safe. Thank you.